Hi,
Oh,
everybody,
okay.
Jen here.
Hey, Justin from
I
Puerto
haven't
Rico.
seen you for so long, Justin. Are you well? Because you were so sick, right?
Yeah, I was sick and um, I was feeling very low of energy, so it was hard for me to do this kind of activity because I was just not feeling well. So I started to feel well this week, and today is my first time on the beach, like surfing. I was surfing, but um, now I'm here. I feel great.
That's great.
So
You need a lot of stamina to surf, so you must be a lot better.
that what didn't get that part. Sorry. What did you say again?
I said you need a lot of stamina to surf, so
Oh
you
yeah,
so you
yeah.
must be much better.
Yeah. I think I was not expecting to surf that long today, but I
Mm,
think I was so happy to be out in the water that my body just generated adrenaline out of nowhere because
that's
I've
good.
been so exhausted in general. Like for example, what um in general how I feel my exhaustion I don't know how to explain it, but for example, if I was getting exhausted during the day at 9 p.m., now I'm getting exhausted at noon. Like if I start my day early at 7, at noon I'm done. Like I gotta go to bed. So my endurance in general has decreased, depleted.
You
So
just
that's
have to
what I
build
had
it
to
up
come.
now. Now's the time to just build it up.
That's what I had to come to the beach to connect again with the nature to get my body moving
That's good.
because there's a saying here that what it doesn't move it gets sick, and you know this is
Kind of same
for
in
me
feng shui.
yeah, because for example, if you have, let's say, airplane, you build an airplane or you build a car. If you don't use it, you don't move it, the engine will get stuck. Eventually, it will not work. So you need to keep moving things to water. Like for example, you have a body of water, you have a river, and if you block it, I mean you block the movement, the water stinks.
Yes.
So same with the body. I was sick. I was not feeling well. I had to be in bed, and sorry, I was looking at some ants that are here on the beach. So so yeah, I don't want they bite me, but they are cool ants. They are Puerto Rican ants or chill.
Puerto Rican cool ants.
So anyway, I had to get my body moving. So that some
That's good.
people think that the fact that I'm using lots of energy here, it's energy that I'm not using to heal myself, but that just at matter level. Um, the fact that I'm using energy here is like renovating energy. Let
Yeah.
me see. Let's say you have a fuel tank and it's been sitting there for a while, and
Yeah.
that fuel is getting old and damaged. So you
Yeah.
need to burn it or clean it and put new fuel. So I just liberate a lot of congested energy out there. I did
Yeah.
exercise, I got my blood moving all over my body.
Yes.
So now I just get a good meal, some rest, and tomorrow I'll feel much better.
Well, the body
That's
is
my
an
philosophy.
amazing thing. It's
Mhm.
actually designed to self heal. So, in Chinese medicine, that's how they use herbs. And then you take the herbs to help stimulate the natural process of healing. You know, that's part of
Mhm.
the philosophy.
Yeah. Um, I think that people in general has dependent so much more in external things to get better and forgot to listen to the body.
I
So, for
agree.
example, the doctor can tell me, "Hey, don't do this because don't do any kind of activity because you need to regenerate or heal or whatever." And you listen to the doctor, but if at some point you feel to do some exercise, not like you're gonna get out of your house running a 10K, but if you can do like some minor exercise that can get your body movement, like blood flowing, heart
Yeah.
pumping, you
Pumping
sweat,
again,
you
pumping.
yeah, you sweat, you're releasing congested energy, you're releasing toxins, and you're, you'll feel better the next day.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I took it very easy surfing. Wave are like waist high. I had a very easy board. So even though like for someone that doesn't surf, it might be a hardcore activity. I surf big waves, so for me this was like a nice, comeback.
Good.
Like a nice, yeah,
Well, I hope you feel better.
yeah, yeah.
That's good. That's good. In a funny way, houses are the same way. If you don't live in a house for a long time, nature kind of knows, and then it kind of just disintegrates. There was a house on my mom's street, and nobody lived in it for many years. I don't know the reason behind it, but we used to walk by, and they had these curtains,
Hmm.
and then you could see the curtains were all shredded, because
Hmm.
nobody lived there. And they used to have a gardener come and do the yard. So from the outside, if you're far away, it looks okay. But if you go close and you look, inside is just scary, like a ghost house inside.
Yeah.
So it's like they know there's no chi, you know? It's really
Hmm.
weird. It's just really weird.
Well,
Animals kind of know nobody's there, you know?
we yeah we remember that for people that don't know feng shui, us feng shui consultants, we see uh, houses and structures like as if they were alive, as if they were living beings. So um, I'm trying to,
Hmm.
for because it can be funny for some people, like, oh, my house is not alive, but and it's, yeah, of course it's not alive, but it's a metaphor, and at certain level it is, as you say, like if people are not in there, the
Hmm.
house gets rotten, it
Yeah,
gets abandoned, it looks
yeah.
bad. People bring the energy, like if you look at the house, it has the windows like the eyes, and that's when you're inside, you look through them outside to see what's going on, and then you have the door, which is kind of like the mouth where the
Hmm.
house gets fed, and what it gets fed from, and it's energy, it's people. Like you bring a party to a new house, and that changed the energy. At the other day, it changed the atmosphere in the place, and it's like when you change clothing, you feel better, and then you get your house and you paint it and put new curtains, also feels better.
Yeah.
And you know that, well, it's the house don't have feelings, so you cannot say that the house feels better, but you feel it when you are inside. Oh, this place has better energy. I feel better
Yeah.
inside, I feel good.
Yeah. It
So
affects you. It affects you. And that's what it's all
yeah,
about, right? How it affects you.
yeah,
Absolutely. So if you see the background, can you see my background?
yeah, I see the
It's
pine trees,
smoky,
and I
right?
see a lot of smoke.
That's how it looks like where I am now. It's just we're getting all the smoke from California, Oregon, mostly Oregon, and some parts of Washington, and the air is really thick and smells. So like I went walking a little bit the other day, and then I had like a sore throat and a headache. It's not really good for you. I shouldn't have probably been outside, but then I was driving, and usually you can see all the whatchamacallit, you can see all the trees in the distance, really far away. I couldn't see. It looks like this. It's like, it's slowly clearing up. It's slowly clearing up. But today, that's kind of what I wanted to discuss about the feng shui of the landscape, and what happens when it changes. It's going to burn, it's going to change. And these are natural disasters. It's not like, we cut down the tree that's in front of your house. That's a different, scenario. So
Hmm.
towns are affected, cities are affected when natural disasters happen. And when they happen, the feng shui changes. It just changes. And it can happen overnight, you know?
Hmm. And it changes for those that haven't followed us since the beginning. In feng shui, we say that form defines energy. So we study the forms, the shapes of things, and everything is manifested in forms. So we have space, which is, imagine, empty space, and then we have forms, which is trees, landscape, cars. Everything has a form. It has
Mm-hmm.
a shape. It's
Mm-hmm.
tangible, and so we
That's right.
study the energy flow through the forms, moving in
Yeah.
the space.
Yeah.
So when we get a big disaster, and what Jenny's
Yeah.
saying, that form changes. Like what it used to be a landscape of trees, if get burned, then it's flat, or maybe a mountain collapse and there's no more mountain, or the ocean take over the shores and there's no more beach. So it changes the form of the place. So if you change the form, you change the chi, because form defines chi, form defines energy. And if you are in that place, you are under the influence of that energy.
That's right.
So um, I think that the thing that now that you bring it up, I was watching the news. No, I'm not watching the news. I was in a place that there was a news, 'cause I don't watch news, and I heard the reporter. Is that what you said? The
Yeah.
one who,
Reporter. Yeah.
so it was giving the introduction of this news, which was this very poor guys or guy that the title was like, oh, this man is living a tragedy after a tragedy, and he holds like everything he's living in poor conditions, and then he get like earthquake and the house crumble, and then he don't
Oh.
have food, and everything that he brings, like how much miserable this guy is and how his life is a tragedy. And I was thinking, like, for me, I might sound cruel, and but I don't see things as tragedy. That concept
A
in my
tragedy.
mind don't
Yes.
exist. Yeah, we get Hurricane Maria, and everything that is green used to be brown. So imagine your background, those trees without leaves. Everything
Well,
was
yeah.
without
Now
leaves.
it's all burned down. No
Yeah,
more.
yeah. So it's sad. Like every time you go out, you see it's hard to imagine it, but it's very sad because
It
you're
is.
constantly living under that influence. You're living every day. Every day, all you see is fallen trees, dead mountains, disasters all over for a whole year, and you have no power for a whole year.
You
So
didn't have power here.
I didn't. Some people got after 3 months or after 6 months. I spent about 8 months,
Wow.
almost 10, something like that. So
How'd you
um
get
you
internet?
know not internet, my cell phone, and in some certain places. But the thing is that if I had see it as a tragedy, um I couldn't have seen the light at the other side. Like, for
Yeah.
example, I took that moment to do stuff that I could do in that moment. So for example, there's no let's say there's no internet, there's no power, then
Right.
don't watch TV, connect, talk to people, like go out, talk to the neighbor. Um, so also those trees that lost all the leaf and all that,
Yeah.
all, they eventually they bloomed, and they got like thicker and very very prosperous trees. And also that I noticed is that it gave the opportunity to other living beings,
Mm.
other plants, and other animals to take over. So, okay, for example, a tree in a forest, there's lots of living plants, and they are all competing to survive. So a big
Absolutely.
tree is stealing sunlight from other plants. It's just, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get bigger and bigger, and
Yeah.
you guys gonna be down there. I'm gonna get all the sunlight for myself. And those trees grew so big that the hurricane blew those strong winds and took them
Mm.
down. And now the little ones are taking over. So if I see, oh, that's a tragedy, it's not a tragedy. There's a lot of new species and living beings. It's a tragedy for you that you couldn't watch TV for a year if you see it as that. But
So you're saying it's all perspective.
It's all perspective. So, for example, that guy's the news was saying, oh, everything that happened in his life is a tragedy. Maybe you see it like that. Maybe he see it like that, and that's why he keeps living in the tragedy
Yeah.
because you're keep giving energy that your life is a tragedy, and you keep moving it. It's like
Yeah.
you're pushing the
When you
tragedy
keep
wheel
repeating
forward.
that, yeah, you keep repeating that in your head. That's what's going to happen. So you got to push it.
So yeah, until you convince yourself, oh no, my life is a tragedy. Oh yeah, right. And then you will live in that mindset. Things will keep going on. So um, I I see everything as an opportunity.
Mm,
So like
good for you.
for example, let's say now I'm on the beach. Let's say I don't wanna say this, but I have lost my keys on the sand many times. In fact, let me make sure they're still in my pocket. Many times. You have no idea. They touch the sand and they just a couple centimeters and it's gone. And you can spend hours just kicking and swiping. So I used to get frustrated in the beginning,
Why
and
don't you
then
flip it to your swimming trunks or something?
I do it. Yeah.
Oh,
Um, yeah, they are there, but sometimes
you
they
forget.
fell off. Anyway, so um, what I'm saying is that um,
Excuse me.
now let's say if I lose them, I will not get mad. I'll say, all right, so let's see it from the front part. Like let's play with the sand. Sand is fun. Like getting through your sand is very fun. So it's what it is. You cannot give. Present is constantly moving. In fact, present is it's almost past. So you gotta, you know, keep being aware of what's going on and not set your mindset on the bad thing that happened. So, for example, you're on the smoke. You could be depressed every day. Oh, there's smoke, all that. But from the Feng Shui Wuxing theory, the 5 element theory, fire nourish earth. So you are getting fires. So maybe um, for that land, it needed it.
Yeah.
Maybe we're like, oh, this smoke is bad for me. Yeah, maybe it's bad for you, but maybe it's not bad for the rest of the land. And maybe
True.
the land needed it, and
True.
it might kill some trees, but those ashes are fertilizer, and it will provide nutrients for many other species that we don't know. Like maybe people are talking, oh, humans are killing lots of animals, and maybe this kind of stuff give birth to a new species that we don't know about.
True. I think that's just the circle of, life,
Mhm.
you know, and
Yeah,
it's natural actually for it to burn and then to have regrowth. And it's just unfortunate that it's all at the same time.
and when people see things like that, it's easier to move on. It's easier to overcome that tragedy. Like, for example, you're on a burnt place. I came from the hurricane. Also, we got lots of earthquakes. Then Puerto Rico was not
Yeah.
ready for earthquakes. We didn't expect that. And then suddenly the South Coast is destroyed, and schools and all that. And now we got the virus, and now all the marketing of the 2020s that is the worst year ever. And for me, 2020 is the most fun year. I had so much fun this year. Being locked down in my house was a breakthrough. I'm developing my business. I learned to I know myself. I've been even getting sick. Being 2 weeks on bed was one of the best things that had happened to me because it gave me a different perspective. Oh, look, I'm getting in the water. Woohoo!
Nice. Well, I think
Yeah.
you can take it either way for me too. I mean, I had a lot of time to read. I had a lot of time to reflect, a lot of time to change my old habits, improve them, you
You
know?
develop this. You develop this kind of conversation to
That's
spread
true.
knowledge
We've been
to
doing
people.
this. It's been good for all of us.
Yeah, and this is even. what I love about this that we're recording it and is that I don't care if I get 1,000 views or I get 5 views. You know, it's the fact that I'm able to spread my knowledge and put it in this time capsule that at some point
Yeah.
maybe I can change one mind or develop some awareness in someone else. That
Yeah.
for me, I feel like, you know, it made my life worth. Like I say,
Yeah.
oh, you know, I did something good, and for me,
But
it's
it,
just spreading this knowledge. So thank you for the opportunity. And this is something that came up during the pandemic.
yeah, it just came out and we wanted to do this and we can share our, what we've learned, and it's helped us so much that we thought maybe it can help other people too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's the good part. Yeah, I need to post a little bit more on on the YouTube, but I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? Everybody's got to start in the beginning, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. Then we got somebody watching now, Virginia. Hi, Virginia.
Hey, I wonder if Virginia has a question. Can she write you?
I don't know. If you hear me, Virginia, if you have a question, you can you can
Yeah. Anything
be a
feng
question.
shui related or not?
Keep your phone open. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes my
So
phone doesn't react good.
um so about disasters and landscape changing, like should you move? If you get a disaster in your place and the whole landscape change, should you move to a better feng shui place?
I think that's a very difficult question, because some people are very attached to an area, because their
Yeah.
family have been there for generations. And it's
Yeah.
not very easy to just get up and go. There's a lot of
Mhm.
history, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of things attached to that land for certain people. But for other people, maybe they don't care and then they can go. So I
Mhm.
think everybody, it's a different it's a different story for each person, you know?
Yeah. I Is that Puerto Rico is so small. You know, I'm not the kind of person that can say like, oh yeah, I'll move to this because here it doesn't matter where you move. You are 2 hours away at most from any other place. So like I can move to the farthest part of where I am right now, and I
Mhm.
can get here in 2 hours.
Um,
So
yeah.
um,
But then
and
moving
that's
for you could be moving to mainland USA. You know what I mean?
yes, then that happened in Maria after the hurricane. Like lots of people went to the states,
Yeah.
and that affected the island for the virus because many of the people. Wow, sorry. There's a lot of water. I'm like in the middle of a bunch of water right now, and it's very shallow. So many people that left were professionals like in the medicine business,
Oh.
and then we got the pandemic thing,
Oh.
and also many nurses and doctors have gotten sick, so we're
Oh.
kind of like lacking of um, medical
I see.
services.
I
So
see.
um, you see, but if you see things as a system, um, like things in your body, like maybe you have. I'm not a biologist, but let's say you have some certain things in your body, cells or nutrients or whatever, and then
Mhm.
you get an organ that requires that help. So things move from one side to the body to other to help where it's needed the most. So
Mhm.
it's like when people change from one country to another, you know, it's not I cannot say it's a bad or good, but it has a bigger purpose. You see, like I don't know how to explain it, but let me see. So, for example,
Yeah.
um,
Huh.
maybe
Huh.
you move out of Washington. Let's
Yeah.
say you go back to Japan.
Yeah.
So people from your area maybe are not gonna be able to get your help in the feng shui thing. It was a feng
Mhm.
shui knowledge, but you help someone else in Japan, and then suddenly become a big thing, and you was not expecting it, but your purpose was to be there, and so you were needed there, even though that you didn't know. You
Mm.
see, but you felt no, I should go back to Japan or Hawaii, and you it's something that you might not why you just want to go, and then you go, and then suddenly lots of things
Something
happen.
happens. Yeah.
So we don't need to know when we get a disaster. It's like crashing your car. You don't you don't expect it. You don't plan it. It happened, but there's many other things that's gonna come after that. So I can say for sure that whatever happens to you, doesn't matter what disaster is, a breakup or a big storm,
Yeah.
it's the best thing that could have happened to you because it will
Yeah.
lead to many other things. It's a new beginning.
Well, that's what
Disasters,
they say. Everybody thinks of failure. In my generation, if you failed, it was a very, very bad thing. You know, like
mm,
you were uh, not good enough. It's just a very negative. But nowadays, the attitude toward failure, luckily, has changed.
yeah, and that's what I'm trying to bring out. There's not such a thing as failure because when you fail at something, you are gaining something else.
You can
It was
learn something.
experience, you
You
can
make
learn
it.
something.
Yeah, and then you learn something, you make it better, you fix it, and then you move forward. And
Hmm.
that's the key to learn how to use that as a stepping stone to move on to the next part of your life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like this
So
virus is not good. It's really not good. The fires are not good for us right now, but we don't know how it's going to help us in the future.
yeah, but we can trust that the planet Earth is a full organism, like if it was a cell and
Mhm.
or a body, and the in as Master Su defined it in his book that the air is like the breath and the water is the blood of the earth. So
Mhm.
we have a big system, and we are so tiny, like
I know. But
very tiny, and things
I
like
know.
this we cannot even predict hurricanes. We have all the technology and we cannot predict hurricanes. We can like, oh yeah, there's something forming. Oh, there's a storm that has the potential, but we cannot say, oh, that hurricane is gonna be category 4 and it's gonna pass through this coordinate for sure. And at this, you cannot say that. Nature is constantly changing all the time, and humans, even with all the technology, cannot predict. You cannot even predict if a tree is gonna uh, grow straight or it's gonna bend at some point.
True.
You can, it's so we are part of this system, and things happen at a much bigger scale that we don't know. We are in a smaller scale, but we gotta just flow with it. We gotta flow with the system because in is always doing the best. As you say, your body has healing properties.
Yeah.
Earth is a
As a
bigger
healing
body and
property.
has healing properties too.
Yeah.
And it's got fire, all right, got fire, but that's part of a bigger cycle that
Yeah.
we are not seeing.
Yeah.
Maybe in 200 years, people can say, oh, remember the fire that happened in Washington that created this chain reaction thing, and suddenly we whatever, like we have glowing bays all over the place because there's new bacteria that grew up and now all bays glow.
Yeah.
You know,
Who knows?
it's that's nature.
Hey, 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 it's kind of getting like dusk for you. Is the sunset there? Can you see?
No, there is cloudy and the sunset is behind the building, but there's a bunch of clouds. So the
Oh,
sunset, yeah, I thought I could see it, but yeah, I'm just
yeah,
walking back to the car.
I
Here's
see.
better lighting, but I'm cool.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
the lighting though. It
Yeah, it's
looks
kind of
nice.
nice. It's dusk out there, so I thought, oh,
I
maybe we
look
can see the
I look
sunset.
tan. I look like, oh, Justin's getting tan. Oh, you see, I'm
See?
more orange now. Is that there's orange lights?
Yeah, it's nighttime
Uh,
for you.
I'm white. I have never
It's
been so
only
white.
3:50 for me. Yeah.
So, but my point that I want to bring to the
Yeah.
people, because people say, oh yeah, feng shui. Feng shui is not just the furniture arrangement and choose the right house
Yeah.
at the right place.
Yeah.
Feng shui, it applies natural patterns in your daily life. It study the energy flow in different spaces. So maybe you listen to our conversation, say, oh, they're not talking feng shui. They don't know what they saying or whatever. And I read in a book. It's not like that. But to understand feng shui, you must see things as if they were alive. And from
Right.
that point of view, you get to understand bunch of stuff. And that's what we're trying to, at least um, to the people that get here, I'm trying to get the awareness that we're not the only human, I mean, living beings here. And
Yeah.
the more you're aware of it, the more in balance you can be with your environment. I've
That's
seen
right.
people that hire me to do feng shui consultants,
Yeah.
and I go to the place and it's perfect. I say, I don't know what to say. Like maybe put a frame here, it will look good, but and paint this wall yellow maybe to change the like the point of
Energy.
view, like attract people's eyes to this place. But in general, there's no such a thing like, oh no, you gotta change the wall and the bed. No, it's perfect. And it's because those people are in alignment with their inner part, and that makes them being in alignment with the
Yeah.
environment. So you get to the
Yeah.
right place at the right time, and
Yeah.
without
I
knowing
think
it,
that's correct.
yeah.
I think that's correct. Uh,
So
yeah, not everybody has,
I
uh,
mean,
chaotic interiors. You can always tweak something, and adjust
mhm.
it to your lifestyle, adjust it to your family, and what flows well for you because this is what you do. For example, um, if you have small children, you need certain areas for their safety. If you
Yeah, of
don't have
course.
any,
Um,
or
a
pets,
place that
yeah,
for
you,
children, it's good to have natural environment that they can play with the grass, play with the trees. Like having a newborn baby on a 15th floor condo is, I mean, maybe when it's a baby, but kids when they are more connected with nature, they develop certain things. They scout stuff. They
that's
follow
right.
crickets, catch
Go to stick,
lizards.
and everything becomes a weapon.
Everything becomes a weapon.
Yes, I thought,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not going to buy my sons any knives or, any fake guns, nothing.
He's gonna build them himself.
Oh, and then the next thing I know, he picks up, and anything becomes a weapon. It doesn't matter, That's just, instinctive, you know.
Yeah, we are in a hostile system, trying to defend ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
And
So I
that's
just
another
kind of
thing.
gave
People
up.
tend to get very defensive in general. Like you say something, and people are like, "Oh no," but and they give you an explanation or they try to them, you know, uh, always at the defense. It's funny.
Yeah,
People are funny.
people are funny. But
I'll
anyway,
tell
yeah,
you
Justin.
something. I'll tell you something. A parenthesis, real quick.
What?
I'm starting. The more I get involved in the car community, like
Okay.
you see cars, like people race cars. They're all the macho men saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! My car is the fastest."
Okay.
They are all dramas. There's all,
You're
oh, this
what?
guy said this about me, drama.
Oh,
There's always
drama.
drama. Yeah, like girls, like
Like,
oh, this guy said something, blah blah blah. We're gonna go. There's always something going on. It's like, come on, man. No one is picking at you, and if they do, keep doing your stuff. It's so funny. So
interesting.
you see,
Interesting.
life always surprise you.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah. You get in different communities because the energy is different. You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to live all the dreams that I had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I said that suddenly I mentioned this before that people say that, oh, if I could go back to school, or if I was your age and stuff like that. But I said, you know what if I don't have age? So let's say I don't have age, so I'm gonna do the stuff that I wanted to do when I was a teenager. I said I wanted to do that. All right, I'm gonna do it now. No, I'm not. I'm going back.
Well, that's
So
kind of how I feel now because my kids are gone. You know, when you have kids, you cannot do stuff.
uh, yeah, I
I'm
know that's
kind of well, like where you are. You don't have family right now. You can do that. Me too. I
hmm
have, grown children now. So I think, wow, I want to do my feng shui, so I'm going to do my feng shui.
yeah. So you see, this is there's no such. I mean, in my opinion, there's no such a thing as a specific purpose. You just gotta, if you do what you feel with inside,
Yeah,
you doing your purpose.
yeah,
You're doing it. That's it. Because when you do things and you're happy doing it, things come very good. And every person do things different. Like you know, I used to bash on people. I used to be a hater, honestly. Like I used to
right.
bash on a lot of like feng shui consultants. Like when I was younger, I remember I learned on this when I was teenage, and I see, oh, that person don't know what he's doing, spreading like bad teachings, mis knowledge or whatever, and or um in general surfing, oh, that guy's like they don't know how to surf, blah blah blah. Used to be like like bashing on people that
Yeah,
don't, but even them has their purpose because they have a different market. They are like spreading awareness at different level, like in music. Like for example, I don't like very commercial radio pop music that the lyrics are very cliche and the beat is like the same beat just to be catchy. I don't like that kind of music. I used to be hater of that, but then I learned. But there's a bunch of people that they do like it. Oh, there's an airplane taking off. So if you hear a lot of noise, it's an airplane. I'm next to the track.
no, I
So
cannot hear that.
I'm
But
getting in the
no,
car.
I have to say something about that. I mean, some feng shui people they do certain things because they don't know anything else because that's what they were taught. That's how I was. Somebody taught me this, and then I said whatever they taught me, and if it was wrong, I don't know it's wrong. You know what I mean?
hmm
But some
Yeah,
people know it's wrong, and then they spread that. That's what when you
yeah,
know
but
it's
but also that person make resonance with other people that maybe they don't even have any idea about feng shui or anything at all, but that person planted the seed. It provided certain knowledge. It developed the curiosity to learn more. And even if the knowledge maybe was misunderstood, that other person, the receiver,
Mm,
is gonna start looking for more, and
yeah.
eventually it will get to the right place and the right people.
Mm,
And also the person who spread the teachings, it will learn because when you spread, and this is what it changed my mind when I
what?
started teaching all that. I realized that when you take the time to teach someone else,
Yeah.
that's it's great. Doesn't matter, like maybe your knowledge is not the right one or the more precise, or maybe it's mixed up. And I don't want to, I'm not accusing anybody. I don't want to like talk bad about other people, but in
Yeah.
general, like you go to the mechanic and he fixes your car and your car breaks down because he did a mistake, but he wanted it to fix your car. He didn't ruin it on purpose. And that's what I sponsor people that has the drive to spread this, and or any other knowledge. You want to teach people to grow, not grow just physically, but spiritually. And so thumbs up for whoever wants to spread feng shui
Good.
teachings.
Good. Good.
It doesn't matter. It can be mixed up with astrology. It can be any branch. I don't mind. Like keep doing it
Hey, no,
because
but I don't want people to. I think
yeah,
my
I know.
issue is,
Don't get mixed up. Don't get mixed up. Separate feng shui and separate astrology. Don't
yeah,
mix up things.
yeah.
It
I
can
don't
be
want to
overwhelming
mix them up.
and confusing. Yeah. But what I'm saying, you get my point. I just want uh you know, I'm giving props to all the people that decide to nourish other people's mind. So
Okay, that's great.
yeah.
That's great. That's
Sorry, we
nice
started
time to
talking
hold hands.
about disasters and then we're all in this, but
We always do that. Doesn't matter. That's okay. Any conversation is a good conversation because it makes people think, and that's what we
mhm.
want to do. We want to think, and we want to make people think, and just so that they can improve their circumstance and
Yeah,
live a fuller life. That's all it's about. Have peace of mind and fuller life.
have fun.
Yes. Okay. So
Oh,
I'm glad
Jenny,
you're
yeah,
better. We can go back to doing our weekly chit chats.
yeah, I'm going home. I gotta feed
Yeah.
myself. I'm starving.
Okay. Thanks, Justin. Take care now. We'll see
Thanks,
you next
Jenny. Have
week.
a great night.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.